one merely has to take a glance at the facades. One peculiarity of Appenzell democracy is the annual Landesgemeinde. At this gathering on the last Sunday of April, citizens qualified to vote, approve or reject new laws and regulations by raising hands. This tradition goes back to 1403. Romanshorn is the largest port on Lake Constance, or Bodensee. Here, a regular ferry service connects with Friedrichshafen in Germany. Largely fed by the Rhine, Lake Constance is up to 254 meters deep and ranks third among the largest lakes in Europe. Stein am Rhein has preserved its medieval character very well. Stein am Rhein began to prosper when Kaiser Henry II granted the town city rights. A grand spectacle is provided near Schaffhausen with Europe's largest waterfall. Over a width of 150 meters and a height of 23 meters, the Rhine violently cascades, an average of 700 cubic meters of water per second. The third largest city of Switzerland is Basel, in the upper northwest, bordering Germany to the north and France to the west. 7 bridges link the city on either side of the Rhine. The heart of the city is the Marktplatz, with the Gothic red brick city hall surrounded by Jugendstil buildings. A large element in the historic center of Greater Basel is the cathedral from the 12th century, with its 2 Gothic towers. The original structure on this site dated from 1019, but it was replaced by a new one in the 15th century. Basel is an industrial city at the crossroads of busy road, rail and shipping traffic, and home to one of the largest ports along the Rhine. Ten kilometers east of Basel is Augusta Raurica, the ruins of a Roman town which once housed a population of 20,000. The temple and amphitheatre are silent and impressive reminders of that era. The largest city in Switzerland is Zürich. Nestled in a broad valley along the shores of Lake Zürich, the city has long since become the economic center of the country. Historic buildings are found on both sides of the river Limmat. There is the Frau Münster on the south side and the Großmünster on the north side. Along the quay, one also finds the nostalgic Frauenbad. The image of Zürich is determined by the Großmünster from the 12th century. In the 16th century, the church formed the nucleus of the Reformation movement. Einsiedeln is famous for its huge Benedictine monastery from the 18th century, boasting an impressive square and beautiful Baroque cathedral. The Black Madonna made Switzerland's largest monastery a famous place of pilgrimage. The traditional center of tourism in Switzerland is Luzern, with its Hofkirche, Löwendenkmal and Chapel Bridge. Constructed in 1333 to connect the old city with the new city, the Chapel Bridge is said to be the oldest covered bridge in the world. A devastating fire in the summer of 1993 nearly destroyed the wooden structure. The bridge reopened in early 1994 following a successful restoration. Nestled along the northwestern tip of Lake Lucerne, the city is also port to a steam paddler for nostalgic trips. As of 1889, Lucerne's landmark Mount Pilatus has been accessible by the steepest rack railway in the world. The mountain was once regarded with fear. The spirit of Pontius Pilate, it was said, haunted its slopes and was responsible for frequent bad weather. Eventually, this folktale gave the mountain its name. From the 19th century onwards, the Pilatus began to attract celebrities like Queen Victoria and composer Richard Wagner. Their arduous trip to the summit was rewarded by this panorama. Alpine tourism began to develop during the early 19th century. Being carried to the top in a sedan chair, however, was for the happy few only. This changed with the invention of the rack railway. The first mountain in Europe to have a rack railway was the 1797-meter Rigi. The Witznau-Rigi line opened in 1871, followed by the Art-Rigi line in 1875. Both terminate at Rigi-Kulm. Many are attracted to the top by fresh air, the walks, and the view on two lakes, Lake Zug and Lake Luzern. Switzerland's rail network is among the best to be found anywhere. The SBB and dozens of private companies transport people and goods on a smart infrastructure. According to legend, it was in Altdorf where William Tell shot an apple from his son's head after refusing to greet the hat of Lord Gessler. He then shot Lord Gessler with a second arrow and became immortal as the symbol of the Swiss fight for freedom. The heart of tourism in the Berner Oberland is Interlaken. Perched on an isthmus between Lake Brienz and Lake Thun, the town centre is lined with luxury hotels. An increasing number of venues cater for the younger tourist as well. Interlaken is also port to the Lötschberg, a steam paddler that goes to Brienz. The rack railway between Brienz and Rothon-Kulm was opened in 1892. It uses steam traction to this very day. A broad view of Lake Brienz greets the passengers on the way up to Rothon-Kulm. This tourist line, with its terminus at 2,244 meters elevation, operates in the summertime only. In Wildeswil, we depart for the Scynige Platte, seated on wooden benches in a 90-year-old passenger coach. This mountain owes its name to the stone glistening in the evening sunlight. Schint means glistening. At the top, one can visit the Botanic Garden, opened in 1929, or just enjoy the awe-inspiring view of the Eiger, Mönch and Jungfrau peaks, all exceeding 4,000 meters. Lauterbrunnen forms the gateway to the Jungfrau. In a land shaped by glaciers, the Staubach waterfall is the most striking of 72 in this area. And now to the 3,000-meter-high Schilthorn, in the wake of James Bond. The Schilthorn gained prominence after the release of the James Bond film on Her Majesty's Secret Service in 1969. From the revolving restaurant Piz Gloria, one enjoys a full 360-degree view of the mountain scenery. Again, the view of the Eiger, Mönch and Jungfrau is very impressive. Construction of the Jungfrau railway began in 1896, after which the line opened in stages. From 1898, Eiger Gletscher Station served as terminus for a long time, before the entire line to Jungfrau Joch Station was completed in 1912. The ride to the subterranean station, Jungfrau Joch, leads through a 7.2-kilometer-long tunnel and contains two intermediate stops. At Eigerwand and Eismeer stations, travelers get a glimpse of the raw beauty of the Jungfrau region. At 3,454 meters elevation, the term Top of Europe is spot on. This is the birthplace of the majestic Aletsch Glacier. Visitors from all over the world are sure to have their picture taken here. An elevator to the Sphinx Observatory, 117 meters higher up, provides an even better view of the glacier. Some carry on to the top of the Jungfrau. A chilly but beautiful experience is the Ice Cove, with displays of art hewn from the ice. Ah, yes, a card to the home front, wherever that may be. For nearly 100 years, the Jungfrau is also home to sled dogs from Greenland. They do pull sleds occasionally in the summer, provided temperatures are not too high. For those who cannot get enough, there is even the possibility of skiing in the high season of summer. But above all, and especially here, one enjoys the view and fresh mountain air.